Do you have an overactive mind? Do you try and think your way out of problems? So do you find that when you have got a problem, you try to find the solution by thinking, you'll think of all different eventualities and problem solve in that way. But do you find that at the end of thinking about all the things that you could do or all the different scenarios, and by the time you've got from like on this hand you think this and on this hand you think that, do you find that you get stuck in more worries and overthinking? So like, what about this and then this eventuality, to the point that you then have created so many scenarios or thoughts in your mind that you come out of it feeling really quite confused, and you definitely haven't got clarity at the end of that. So this is something that my clients often experience and we often talk about. And when people present a problem, often they will share with me like all of the ways that they've thought about this problem and what they think about it and like weighing things up, which is all really great and analytical and can be helpful. But at the end of that, they haven't necessarily got clarity. And this is my take on this in certain scenarios, is that sometimes we can't logically get out of a problem. So logically, when we're really trying to think of a problem, sometimes we can get really caught up in worries, overthinking, procrastinating, and really thinking about kind of the past and the future, and we can get really stuck in this place, and after this we don't find clarity. And therefore my invitation to you would be about bringing yourself back to the present moment, and also focus on something that is really grounding for you, because sometimes we simply just can't think our way out of a problem, and sometimes the answers are just not held there. And when people are working with me, when they are stuck in a particular problem, maybe something that they have been stuck in for a long time, something that's really having an impact on their life, and they haven't been able to think their way out of it. Because if they had, they wouldn't have that problem anymore, right? Because you'd think about the problem, you'd find a solution, you do that and you move on. But when you get stuck, so if you have a problem that you feel like you're really stuck with at the moment, what I do with clients is I will use hypnotherapy as a tool and technique to support, because what this does, it gets you out of your thinking part of your brain, like the logic, the conscious part of your brain. The conscious part of your brain that can do all of the overthinking and think about the worst case scenarios and all the situations but hasn't got clarity. And that's because sometimes our conscious thoughts aren't actually really aware of what the real problem is. It's just what we believe to be true based on our experiences. But when I use hypnotherapy, what sometimes comes out is actually really surprising to my client, that they didn't realise that that was the problem. They didn't realise that that was causing X, Y and Z, because logic, like, we're trying to make sense of that logically in our brain, in our conscious, but actually our subconscious that actually holds all of the key. It holds all of our information, our past, our experiences, and it makes sense of things. It doesn't necessarily mean that it makes sense for us, and that's where hypnotherapy can really be effective. It can really help to get people out of their conscious mind and their head and drop down into that subconscious place to help them to get unstuck from a problem that they have had for a long time and can't seem to think their way out of. So a technique to help with overthinking and being stuck is definitely hypnotherapy, but some also practical strategies to help you right now is, the more we overthink more, thinking about the future or the past. So the more that you become present, the less that you will actually overthink. So continuously keep yourself grounded in the very current moment. And you can do that by literally describing what you are doing, like focusing again in the moment about what you are doing. So as I am doing this, I am focusing on this, not focusing on anything else. And if my mind wandered, I would bring it back to focus me here. And this is where you will get the most clarity and sense of calm, rather than your thoughts running away with you in kind of the future sense, or actually you going over the past, which can create lots of overthinking. So I hope that's helpful. And that's all for me for now, because if I start on a different topic, I shall continue, and I can continue for a while. So just my main point on this one, I really just wanted to say, like, do you get stuck like trying to find, like, overthinking and trying to think your way out of a problem? And my solution is to actually help yourself not to think, to help yourself be grounded in this very moment and allow things and let them be. And also acknowledging, and this can be so true with anxiety, is that sometimes, like, you can't like think your way out of it. There isn't like a solution that you might be able to think about in that way, or just be able to think your way out of it, because sometimes the solution isn't found there, because anxiety just doesn't always make sense. You might not find exactly what triggered it, why it's happening right now, etc, etc. But when you focus on those things and try to think your way out of that problem, it actually creates more of the problem. So again, it would just be dropping down to the present moment and keeping yourself in that space, and that will just help to reduce overthinking. Anyway, in terms of if you're really curious about and you really relate with having an overactive mind, then I have a masterclass I think you'd be really interested in. It's called Overcoming Overthinking, and it really goes into depth about why we overthink in the first place, what might be planting those overthinking seeds for you, and really practical and simple strategies to overcome it. Now, I did this masterclass live, but I now have it as a recording, so it's instantly available to you if you wanted to learn more about overthinking and what you can do about it, really practical steps. So if you're interested in that, pop me a message with the word overthinking and I will send that to you. I also offer this course in my one-to-one therapeutic programs and membership, so there's ways for you to access the course if you think it would be helpful for you. Okay, so I'm going to go now. So I did the first live, so spoiler alert, the first live I did, I completely choked. So I had to stop it. And then I did this one as well. And oh, bless you. Hi, John, thank you. And I cancelled the last one because I thought, it changed. But I'm putting this one out there because I'd rather share this than having it be perfect, but I know that I lost my way in my words a few times, but bless you, John. But, we're not perfect. I'm not presenting myself as a perfect human being, but I hope that my reality of showing up live, and you can see that it's not always easy, even though people make it look really easy. So anyway, this is all for me for now, and I will see you soon.